how can you not stare at the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus? Look at how good it looks. Essentially, the rear material on the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus is vegan leather, and it follows somewhat of the neoplastic school of design, which is basically a bunch of colored rectangles stacked together on a purple canvas like this. Symmetry of the design and the alignment, all of that is done so aesthetically pleasingly. Me to continue this design, Fusion Black and Fusion White, but I'd say don't even look at it. You get a smattering of mics. You've got an infrared blaster at the top, which is something that Redmi always does. You've got a stereo speaker setup. You've got a SIM card tray which accepts 2 nano SIM cards, and you've also got a volume rocker and a power button on the right edge. And at the bottom is your age-old, ancient USB Type-C 2.0 standard 68 rating, which makes it dust-proof and waterproof. Get an advanced settings option from where you can get a Pro mode for a display P3 color gamut or sRGB color gamut, so you can expect a really good color accuracy from the display as well. In fact, the tuning's done fairly well too, and I don't see any sort of color bias towards any spectrum, so that's a good thing. The Dolby Vision format, which I really appreciate. Netflix, you do get Dolby Vision out of the box. Couple that with the panel reaching a peak brightness of 1800 nits when you're watching HDR content. Watching, Netflix shows and movies is actually a treat on. Then it reaches a typical max brightness of 500 nits, and in the automatic mode, it can go up to 1200 nits, which is pretty. Default, you've got a touch sampling rate of 240 Hz, which can bump up to 2160 Hz, and the touch response is actually very good, nothing to complain about. And you've also got a low PWM dimming of 1920 Hz. Gorilla Glass Victus, which I think is a first for this category. In-display fingerprint scanner, which is very fast at unlocking the phone. But here's a fun fact, with the in-display fingerprint scanner, you can also measure your heart rate. I checked it right next to the Apple Watch Ultra, and the results are very close to. But you do also get stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. Note 13 Pro Plus has the new Dimensity 7200 Ultra, which is not too different from the Dimensity 7200 preceding it. 12256, 12512 with LPDDR5 RAM and UFS 3.1 storage, which is pretty good. For what it's worth, inside this body, there's also a 4000mm square vapor cooling chamber. But the requisite 5G bands, that's not a problem. You get support for Wi-Fi 6, you get support for Bluetooth 5.3, and you also get support for NFC.